espionage, eh? Sarah? Again! Find out!
Give me a moment.
Who is it?
I'm not important.
Get that gun out of my face. Don't you worry about me, Mike. Bus fare home!
Who are you? Listen. I'm going to put it out, Michaela, because I'm sorry if that disappoints you.
Liam, I'll bring him here! Let's not make this any messier than it needs off. You're a spineless jellyfish, Mike. Got him to you.
Oh, no, he's got a gun.
It's okay.
What's going on?
We think they hacked it. Weren't.
And whoever the fuck that is, do it now.
You good?
Yes! Orson.
Got what
I'm gonna kill you now.
we're shooting for. Tidy. Then get unchased.
On the back end!
You're any good in one of these?
I'm gonna shoot it then, Danny.
But again, but this time it's turned. Take care of themselves.
Pursuit. You just focus on retrieving the key.
To use these rocket launchers.
Trouble here!
One more thing, Danny.
I have the two.
Oh, a lot very is Mike, is that right?
See.
The purpose of this visit is
Mr. Simmons' commission.
we were, isn't it, Trent? Because I wasn't paying person, but you do mean no one, not Mr. have ever refused to pay on the horizon. I think your Semtex is about right, Mike. Or you could do it missile, very much like. What happened there?
I'm the Dark Angel of Merciless Death.
Bluffing.
Easy for you to say.
Let me handle this. Back off!
Backing up.
Mike looks upset. Or heated in there.
Chris.
Weapons of war. We'll be careful their codes and details.
Safe to go in.
It's hard to.
You can fucking have it.
What you got in the case?
Always.
Black Ops incoming. The PBJ. He's in.
Did you bring a call screen?
Hey guys, today we're diving headfirst into the high-stakes, ridiculously stylish world of Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre. If you're into suave spies, rapid-fire banter, and action sequences that defy physics with a wink and a nod, you've come to the right place. This is a passion project for me, and a like or a subscribe is the best way to show your support. So if you're on board, join the crew. If not, thanks for watching anyway. Our story kicks off with a bang, or rather, a slick, almost silent infiltration of a highly secure research facility. We're talking about a clandestine operation where some seriously important and incredibly dangerous technology has just been swiped. This isn't your average smash and grab. This is the Handle, a super secret, highly sought after device capable of, well, we don't quite know yet, but it's bad news. The shadowy figures behind the theft are quick, efficient, and frankly, a bit too good for comfort. And who do you call when the world's on the brink of digital disaster? None other than Orson Fortune, the kind of spy who orders martinis with an extra dose of exasperation and sarcasm. He's got a flair for the dramatic, an eye for the expensive, and a complete lack of patience for bureaucratic red tape. Our man Fortune isn't just a pretty face. He's a master of espionage, a connoisseur of fine living, and a guy who prefers to work on his own terms. He's tasked by his handler, Nathan Jasmine, with retrieving the handle before it falls into the wrong hands and unleashes chaos. No pressure, right? Just the fate of the free world resting on his perfectly tailored shoulders. He's backed by a team of equally unique individuals, each bringing their own distinct set of skills to the table, and probably their own distinct brand of neuroses too. It's going to be a bumpy, but undoubtedly entertaining ride. Time to buckle up. Fortune's not one to go it alone, even if he often gives off that vibe. He's got his trusted tech wizard, Sarah Fidel, who can hack into anything with the speed of a caffeinated squirrel and probably has more screens open than a NASA control room. Then there's J.J. Davies, the sharpshooter and muscle, who's always ready with a dry comment or a well-placed bullet. They're both incredibly competent, and more importantly, they can tolerate Orson's particular brand of genius. The initial briefing from Nathan Jasmine, who is basically Orson's long-suffering boss, lays out the gravity of the situation. The handle isn't just a fancy MacGuffin. It's a terrifying piece of AI software that could shift global power dynamics faster than you can say world domination. The team needs to find it, and they need to find it yesterday. Their first lead points them towards a notorious arms dealer named Greg Simmons. Simmons is a flamboyant billionaire, a philanthropist on paper, at least, and a man with a penchant for throwing lavish parties and collecting, well, everything illegal. He's the kind of guy who buys a super yacht just to have a bigger garage for his other super yachts. The plan is to get close to Simmons, figure out how he's involved, and snatch the handle back. But how do you get close to a man who's got more security than Fort Knox and more paranoia than a spy on vacation? Enter Danny Francesco, a world-famous, slightly insecure, and incredibly handsome movie star. Turns out Simmons is obsessed with Danny's films. Nathan's genius, or perhaps utterly insane, idea is to coerce Danny into playing a role he was never meant for, a spy. This is where the Ruse de Guerre really kicks in. Danny is initially, and understandably, horrified. He's used to choreographed fights and cue cards, not actual bullets and global espionage. The idea of him, a delicate artist, engaging with real-world villains is precious, but with some expert persuasion, which may or may not involve blackmail and threats to his career. Danny is on board, or at least he's in the boat, looking seasick. Orson, meanwhile, just looks like he's ready for another expensive vacation, but secretly, he's probably intrigued by the sheer absurdity of it all. This team dynamic is pure gold. It's like a dysfunctional family road tripping to save the world, with Orson as the perpetually annoyed dad, Sarah as the clever but sassy older sister, JJ as the quiet, watchful brother, and Danny as the high-maintenance, diva-ish new puppy. What could possibly go wrong? So picture this, Danny Francesco basking in the artificial glow of a movie set, surrounded by people who cater to his every whim, delivering lines with dramatic flair. He's mid-scene, probably doing some heroic, albeit fictional, act of daring-do, when suddenly his world gets a dose of harsh reality. Orson, Sarah, and JJ materialize like a perfectly coordinated nightmare, whisking him away from his comfortable bubble. Danny's initial reaction? Utter disbelief, followed by a theatrical outburst that probably would have won him an Oscar in any other context. He's not just reluctant, he's aggressively against the idea of playing himself to catch a criminal. His arguments are valid, if a little whiny. I'm an actor, not a spy. I don't do real stunts. What about my gluten intolerance? Orson, with his characteristic lack of empathy for celebrity woes, simply explains the situation in plain, brutal terms. Either Danny plays along, or his career, his reputation, and probably his ability to get a decent espresso will be utterly decimated. Sarah adds some tech-savvy threats, hinting at embarrassing online leaks, while JJ just stares, which is somehow more intimidating. The genius of the plan lies in Simmons' almost childlike adoration for Danny. He's a superfan with deep pockets and a dangerous hobby. If Danny can charm Simmons, they can get close enough to find the handle. It's a ruse, a deception, a ruse de guerre if you will, where Danny's fame is the ultimate weapon. The negotiation is less a negotiation and more a polite kidnapping. But eventually, Danny, realizing he's got no real choice, grudgingly agrees. You can almost see him calculating the potential emotional trauma for his next dramatic role. Orson, of course, just smirks, probably already thinking about his next vacation. The team quickly sets about transforming Danny from a pampered movie star into a pampered movie star playing an even more intense version of himself. It's a subtle but crucial distinction. He gets a new wardrobe, a backstory, and a crash course in not looking like he's about to wet himself when confronted with actual danger. It's truly a testament to the power of Hollywood, or maybe just really good blackmail. Danny's officially in, but he's definitely not happy about it. His discomfort is palpable, and it's a running gag that absolutely shines. This is going to be fun. For us at least. Probably not for Danny. Our first major infiltration point is a ridiculously opulent yacht party hosted by none other than Greg Simmons in the sun-drenched French Riviera. Think Gatsby, but with more questionable arms deals and less existential angst. This is Simmons' playground, where billionaires hobnob, deals are whispered, and champagne flows like water. Fortune's team, disguised as various affluent guests and crew, infiltrates the party. Sarah is tucked away in a surveillance van, headphones on, orchestrating the digital ballet. JJ is providing eyes on the ground, a silent guardian in a sea of flashing cameras and designer dresses. Orson, naturally, is looking suave and bored, blending in perfectly with the world's elite while secretly judging everyone's fashion choices. Danny, meanwhile, is the star of the show. Dressed to the nines, radiating that particular brand of Hollywood charisma, he's dropped right into the lion's den. His mission, charm Simmons. His biggest challenge, not having a panic attack. The first interaction between Danny and Simmons is priceless. Simmons, a larger-than-life character with an equally large ego, spots Danny, and his fanboy instincts immediately kick in. It's like watching a golden retriever finally meet its favorite human. Simmons is genuinely thrilled, almost giddy, to have his idol at his party. Danny, guided by subtle earpiece commands from Orson, navigates the conversation with a mixture of practiced charm, barely concealed terror. He's trying to remember his lines, his fake backstory, and not to spill his drink when Simmons gets too close. The dialogue is hilarious, with Simmons quoting Danny's movie lines back at him, while Danny just tries to keep up the faway. Orson, listening in from a distance, is probably rolling his eyes so hard they could orbit Jupiter, but he can't deny that Danny is surprisingly effective. This scene beautifully showcases the contrast between the glamorous world of Hollywood and the gritty, dangerous reality of espionage. Danny's a fish out of water, but he's a very pretty fish, and Simmons is hooked, while Danny distracts Simmons with tales of his art. The team is busy trying to gain intelligence, observing the flow of people, listening to hushed conversations, and looking for any clues about the handle. They're like surgeons operating in a disco, trying to maintain their focus amidst the flashing lights and booming music. This initial phase is all about getting a foot in the door, establishing Danny's credibility, and gathering initial intel. So far, so good, if good means no one has been shot yet, which for Fortune's team is always a win. After the yacht party success, Simmons, completely smitten, invites Danny back to his sprawling, ridiculously opulent villa. This is exactly what Fortune's team wanted, and while Danny is busy being the charming movie star, enthralling Simmons with anecdotes that are probably 70% fabricated by Orson. The real work begins. Orson and JJ, with Sarah providing overwatch and hacking support from a nearby safe house, orchestrate a covert entry into the villa. This isn't a simple lock-picking job. Simmons' place is a fortress, bristling with advanced security systems that would make a bank jealous. Lasers, motion sensors, pressure plates, the whole shebang. JJ moves like a ghost, disabling traps and bypassing cameras with unnerving grace. Orson, ever the pragmatic leader, offers sarcastic commentary, probably critiquing the interior design choices while he's at it. They're looking for anything, any shred of information that points to the handle's location, its buyer, or its capabilities. The tension is palpable as they navigate the maze of hallways, each step a potential tripwire. Meanwhile, Danny is playing the role of his life, keeping Simmons entertained. He's probably having to improvise a lot, given that Orson's scripts for him are likely single-line instructions like compliment his yacht or ask about his favorite color. He's doing a surprisingly good job. Though, especially for someone whose biggest on-screen challenge was once faking a tear. He's talking about method acting, about the craft, probably dropping a few names, all while Orson is whispering urgent commands in his ear about Simmons' security system. The contrast is comedic gold. Simmons, blissfully unaware, is showing Danny his priceless art collection, his exotic pets, and probably bragging about his latest shady acquisition, which is precisely what the team needs him to do. The villa search yields some tantalizing clues, encrypted files, strange financial transactions, and mentions of Red Giant. These aren't direct answers, but they're breadcrumbs leading them closer to the truth. The team works against the clock, knowing that their window of opportunity is narrow. Any slip-up, any suspicious movement, and Simmons' formidable security apparatus will descend upon them. Orson even finds a hidden vault, though it's empty, confirming Simmons is definitely holding something back. The information they gather suggests the handle is far more dangerous than initially thought. Not just a device, but a full-blown AI weapon system. The stakes just got higher, and Danny's movie star Fawade is about to get a lot more demanding. Lucky him, the breadcrumbs from the villa lead Fortune's team to a high-profile, incredibly exclusive art auction. This isn't your grandma's charity bake sale. This is where the world's wealthiest, and often most nefarious, collectors come to play. The prize isn't a priceless painting, though there are plenty of those. It's the handle itself, about to be sold to the highest bidder. This auction is a veritable who's who of global criminals and intelligence operatives. And guess who else shows up? Mike. Remember Mike, the guy who initially stole the handle? Turns out, he's part of a rival operation led by a man named Mercer, another shadowy figure who's just as interested in the handle as Nathan Jasmine's agency. So we've got to spy teams, the seller, and a host of potential buyers, all vying for the same dangerous prize in a room full of priceless artifacts. What could possibly go wrong? Orson, Sarah, JJ, and Danny once again infiltrate the event, but this time, the stakes are even higher. Danny's role is crucial. He's Simmons' +1, giving them direct access to the inner circle. He's trying to maintain his suave movie star persona while secretly panicking about the actual danger lurking around every corner. Orson is constantly feeding him instructions, probably telling him to look sophisticated while secretly trying to locate the actual MacGuffin. The auction hall is a whirlwind of hushed conversations, flashing cameras, and nervous energy. Mike and his team are also present, making the atmosphere even more charged. There's a palpable tension, a silent standoff between the competing intelligence agencies, all pretending to be casually browsing the expensive art when the handle is finally brought out, a small, unassuming device that looks like a fancy USB stick. The bidding war begins. It's not just about money, it's about power. Orson's team needs to outbid, outsmart, or outright steal it from under everyone's noses. Sarah is busy trying to hack into the auction's network, probably to manipulate the bids or identify the real players. JJ is providing security, his eyes scanning the room for threats, especially from Mercer's crew. Orson is trying to keep Danny from having a full-blown meltdown, which, let's be honest, is a full-time job in itself. The back and forth between Orson and Danny in their earpieces is a comedic highlight, with Danny constantly questioning the authenticity of his lines, and Orson getting increasingly exasperated. The scene is a masterclass in controlled chaos, where everyone is playing a role, but some are playing for much higher stakes than an Oscar dot as the bidding for the handle reaches a fever pitch. The inevitable happens. Chaos erupts. Mercer's team, tired of playing nice, decides to go for a more direct approach. A brief, but incredibly intense, shootout erupts within the elegant confines of the auction house. Suddenly, the champagne flutes are clattering, and the priceless art is probably taking a few stray bullets. Orson and JJ, ever prepared for this kind of unforeseen circumstance, spring into action. They're like well-oiled machines, moving with precision and lethal efficiency. Orson delivers a series of bone-crunching blows, his movements economical and effective, while JJ, with his sniper's precision, takes out threats from a distance. The crack of gunfire and the metallic clang of bodies hitting marble floors punctuate the scene. Danny, bless his heart, is completely out of his depth. He's trying to duck for cover, probably wishing he was back on a green screen set where explosions are just special effects. Orson, amidst the melee, is still barking orders at him through the earpiece, mostly telling him to stay down and look less terrified. It's a testament to Danny's commitment, or perhaps his sheer terror, that he manages to mostly follow instructions. The rival agents are just as skilled, making every skirmish a tense, brutal dance. Orson takes down multiple assailants with a practiced ease that makes you wonder just how many times he's had to do this. He's not flashy, he's just effective, delivering precise, devastating strikes. JJ, ever the silent guardian, makes sure no one gets too close to their VIP asset. Danny, the team's primary objective isn't just to grab the handle, but also to ensure Danny, their most crucial decoy, remains unharmed. He's their ticket to Simmons, and without him, their elaborate Ruse de Guerre falls apart. The firefight is brief but impactful, highlighting the very real dangers of their mission. They manage to hold their own, forcing Mercer's team to retreat, but the handle slips through their fingers again, scooped up in the confusion. It's a frustrating setback, but it confirms one thing. Everyone wants this thing, and they're willing to kill for it. Orson, surveying the damage, probably lets out a sigh that could deflate a hot air balloon. This whole saving the world business is exhausting, and it always seems to interrupt his downtime. The team escapes the chaotic auction house, leaving behind a trail of broken art and bewildered high society types. The mission just got a whole lot more complicated, and Danny just got a terrifying dose of what real action looks like. He's probably already mentally preparing his Oscar acceptance speech for most realistic performance by a non-combatant in a spy thriller. Back in their temporary HQ, amidst the hum of servers and the glow of multiple screens, Sarah Fidel delivers the grim news. The handle isn't just some fancy data stick. It's a full-blown, incredibly advanced AI program. It's an algorithm, a digital weapon capable of causing global financial collapse, sabotaging critical infrastructure, or even manipulating information on a mass scale. Think of it as a weaponized chat, but instead of writing poetry, it's designed to bring down nations. The implications are terrifying. This isn't about stealing blueprints anymore. It's about controlling the very fabric of society. The silence in the room is deafening, punctuated only by the subtle clicks of Sarah's keyboard. Orson, usually unflappable, looks genuinely concerned. This is bigger than any mission they've faced before. This isn't just about retrieving something. It's about neutralizing a catastrophic threat. JJ tightens his grip on his weapon, his expression grim. Even Danny, who's still nursing a mild case of post-auction trauma, understands the gravity of the situation. He probably thought the handle was just some ancient artifact, not a weapon of mass digital destruction. Sarah explains how the AI works, projecting intricate code and simulations on her screens. She describes its self-learning capabilities, its adaptability, and the sheer destructive potential it holds. It's a testament to her genius that she can even begin to comprehend its complexities. The realization hits them hard. Whoever controls the handle can effectively pull the strings of the entire world without firing a single shot. This is a new kind of warfare, a silent, digital apocalypse waiting to happen. The urgency of their mission intensifies tenfold. It's no longer just about completing a job for Nathan Jasmine. It's about preventing a global catastrophe. Orson, ever the strategist, begins to formulate a new plan. They can't just snatch it back. They need to understand who wants it and why, and then stop them from using it. This means delving deeper into Simmons' network, and that means keeping Danny front and center, whether he likes it or not. The tension in the air is thick, a stark contrast to the earlier comedic moments. This is where the stakes truly escalate, and the team realizes they're not just playing a game. They're in a race against time to save humanity from itself. And frankly, the pressure of saving humanity is far less appealing than a quiet, sun-drenched beach with a good book. But alas, duty calls, and Orson Fortune, for all his complaints, is a man who always answers. Despite the auction's chaotic end, Greg Simmons remains completely oblivious to Danny's true intentions. In fact, he's even more impressed by Danny's composure during the shootout. Probably thinking it was some kind of elaborate performance art, Simmons, ever the showman, extends a personal, highly exclusive invitation to Danny for a private event where the handle will finally be exchanged. This isn't just another party. This is the big one, the culmination of all the shadowy deals and clandestine negotiations. This is where the real fireworks are going to happen, and by fireworks, I mean global catastrophe. For Fortune's team, this is a golden opportunity, albeit one fraught with extreme peril. It's their last chance to intercept the handle before it disappears into the digital abyss. Orson, ever the master strategist, sees this as their moment to shine. He immediately starts devising a new plan, one even more elaborate and dangerous than their previous attempts. This time, they can't afford any slip-ups. Their Ruse de Guerre needs to be executed flawlessly. The new plan hinges even more heavily on Danny's performance. He's not just a distraction anymore. He's an integral part of the infiltration, a Trojan horse delivering the team directly into the heart of the operation. Poor Danny, just when he thought he might get a break, his role gets even more demanding. He's going to have to do some real acting now, without a director yelling cut. Orson's plan involves not just stealing the handle, but also exposing Simmons' entire operation, while ideally not getting killed in the process. It's a delicate dance of espionage, deception, and a whole lot of calculated risks. Sarah is tasked with prepping new tech, creating fake identities, and probably designing a few more ingenious ways to hack into secure networks. Jay is meticulously scouting the location, analyzing entry points, and preparing for every conceivable combat scenario. And Danny is getting a crash course in advanced spycraft, trying to memorize floor plans and escape routes, all while still practicing his surprised but charming facial expressions. Orson, meanwhile, is probably indulging in some expensive scotch, because honestly, who wouldn't need a drink after dealing with this level of stress and celebrity meltdowns? The team knows this is their make or break moment. The exchange event is their last shot, and failure is not an option. The tension builds as they prepare for the final act of their elaborate charade, knowing that the fate of the world literally rests on their ability to pull off the biggest performance of their careers. And maybe, just maybe, Danny will finally get that Oscar he's always dreamed of, albeit for a role he never auditioned for. The team goes into overdrive, meticulously preparing for the grand finale. This isn't just a plan. It's a symphony of subterfuge, a meticulously choreographed ballet of espionage. Fortune, with his customary air of detached professionalism, oversees every detail. He's like a grumpy conductor, ensuring every instrument is in tune, even if one of them is a movie star who'd rather be discussing his craft. Sarah, the undisputed queen of digital warfare, is hunched over her glowing screens, coding, hacking, and creating digital ghosts. She's designing advanced surveillance systems, creating fake credentials, and probably finding ways to remotely disable every security camera within a 5-mile radius. The soft click-clack of her keyboard is the soundtrack to their high-tech preparations. JJ, the quiet enforcer, is meticulously cleaning his weapons, checking his gear, and studying blueprints of the exchange location like it's his favorite novel. His movements are precise, his focus absolute. He's identifying choke points, potential escape routes, and every single threat that could possibly emerge. The metallic clink of a magazine being loaded is a stark reminder of the very real danger they're about to face. Danny, surprisingly, is trying his best to keep up. He's being put through a crash course in surveillance, close quarters combat, and how to look inconspicuous while being utterly gorgeous. Orson is probably giving him pointers on how to convincingly look surprised when things inevitably go sideways. It's clear he's still terrified, but a newfound determination glints in his eyes. He started to grasp the true gravity of the situation, realizing this isn't just about his career anymore. He's no longer just playing a part. He's in the part for real. The team reviews tactical maps, rehearsing various scenarios. They're discussing contingencies for every possible outcome, from a smooth snatch hand grab to a full-blown firefight. The air is thick with anticipation and focused intensity. Orson, ever the pragmatic leader, emphasizes the need for flawless execution. There's no room for error, no second chances. The fate of the handle, and by extension, the world, rests on their ability to pull off this impossible mission. The sensory details here are crucial: the whispered commands, the subtle rustle of maps, the metallic gleam of equipment, and the focused hum of computers. It's a tension-filled calm before the storm, a moment where every member of the team knows exactly what they need to do, even if they're internally screaming about the sheer absurdity of it all. As the clock ticks down, they gather their resolve, knowing they're stepping into the lion's den with only their wits, their skills, and a movie star to guide them. What could go wrong? Everything, obviously. The stage for the grand finale is set. The stunning, sun-drenched city of Antalya, Turkey. This isn't just a beautiful backdrop. It's a strategically chosen location for a covert exchange of immense power. The vibrant city, with its ancient ruins, bustling markets, and picturesque coastline, provides a fascinating contrast to the deadly game playing out beneath its surface. The team arrives, blending into the throngs of tourists and locals. Orson, ever the connoisseur of local flavor, is probably already thinking about which expensive restaurant he'll contingency fund after the mission. Sarah is setting up her mobile command center in a discreet location, instantly turning a luxury hotel suite into a digital war room. The rhythmic hum of her equipment is already filling the air. JJ, meanwhile, is doing his usual, meticulous reconnaissance, mapping out escape routes and potential sniper positions, his eyes scanning every rooftop and alleyway. The sounds of the bustling city, the distant call to prayer, the chatter of merchants, the lapping waves, create a vibrant, sensory-rich environment. It's a beautiful place to visit, but for Fortune's team, it's a high-stakes arena. Danny, surprisingly, is trying to embrace the local culture while still being incredibly nervous. He's probably attempting to blend in by wearing an oversized hat and sunglasses, making him even more conspicuous. Orson's constantly reminding him to act normal, not like a tourist who just won the lottery. The sheer number of potential threats in a crowded city adds another layer of complexity. They're not just dealing with Simmons and Mercer anymore. They're dealing with a host of unknowns, all converging on this single, pivotal exchange. The team moves through the city with practiced ease, their eyes constantly scanning, their senses heightened. Every face is a potential threat, every shadow a possible hiding spot. The beauty of Antalya is almost mocking in its tranquility, a stark contrast to the internal tension of the team. The exchange is rumored to be taking place at a secluded villa or a hidden compound, emphasizing the secrecy and danger of the transaction. Orson knows that once the handle changes hands, it might be impossible to retrieve. This is their moment, their final chance to prevent catastrophe. The weight of the world truly rests on their shoulders now. Amidst the picturesque beauty of the Turkish coast, they're on the clock and the ticking is getting louder. This vibrant city is about to witness an operation that will decide the fate of nations, and most of its inhabitants will remain blissfully unaware, enjoying their kebabs and Turkish tea. Ignorance is bliss, especially when global security is at stake. The moment of truth arrives. The exchange is set to take place at a ridiculously opulent, highly fortified villa, secluded from the prying eyes of the world. Think Bond villain lair, but with better catering. Simmons is there, radiating his usual blend of charm and menace. Mercer and his crew are also present, their faces grim and watchful. And then there are the buyers, a collection of nefarious individuals, each representing a shadowy organization eager to get their hands on the handle. It's a veritable rogues gallery, a UN assembly of evil. Fortune's team, with Danny at the forefront, executes their elaborate plan. Danny, playing the role of a hotshot investor, is right there in the thick of it, shaking hands and making small talk, all while Orson's voice whispers crucial instructions in his ear. The Ruse de Guerre is in full swing, and Danny is giving a performance worthy of an Oscar. The atmosphere inside the villa is thick with tension, a cocktail of greed, suspicion, and barely suppressed violence. Every handshake is a veiled threat, every smile a potential deception. Orson and JJ are moving through the compound like shadows, disabling cameras, bypassing security, and looking for any advantage. Sarah, from her remote location, is manipulating the digital landscape, creating diversions and providing vital intelligence. The soundscape of this scene is a fascinating blend. The smooth jazz playing in the background, the clinking of glasses, the hushed whispers of deals being made, all punctuated by the subtle clicks of Fortune's team working in the shadows. The exchange of the handle is meticulously planned, but as always in these situations, things quickly devolve into a chaotic free-for-all. Double crosses are flung about like confetti. Someone tries to run off with the handle, Another faction attempts to seize it by force, and suddenly, the opulent villa becomes a war zone. Bullets start flying, glass shatters, and the previously hushed whispers are replaced by shouts and the crack of gunfire. Orson and JJ are right in the thick of it, moving with incredible speed and skill. Orson's combat style is a brutal, efficient dance of punches and takedowns, while JJ provides cover, his shots precise and deadly. Danny, caught in the crossfire, is surprisingly resourceful, using his acting skills to improvise a few incredibly awkward, but effective, maneuvers to survive. He might not be a trained spy, but he knows how to sell a scene, even if the stakes are real. The scene is a masterclass in action choreography, with the team navigating the chaos, trying to secure the handle amidst the flurry of fists and bullets. The tension is almost unbearable as the prize slips from hand to hand. They're not just fighting the bad guys. They're fighting time and the sheer unpredictability of multiple factions trying to outmaneuver each other. Just when it seems like the handle is lost, Orson pulls off a daring move, a classic spy maneuver that changes the tide. The elegant villa is now a wreck, a testament to the chaotic pursuit of ultimate power. And through it all, Danny Francesco is still, somehow, alive. Probably planning his memoir about that one time I almost saved the world, amidst the chaos of the villa. Orson Fortune unleashes his final gambit, a meticulously planned series of moves designed to outwit everyone. He's not just reacting, he's playing five-dimensional chess while everyone else is still figuring out checkers. The sound of shattered glass and frantic footsteps provides a dramatic backdrop to his calculated actions. Orson corners Mike and Mercer, the rival agents, in a climactic showdown. This isn't just a fight for the handle. It's a battle of wits and brute force, a clash between competing ideologies of espionage. Mike, the initial thief, is cunning and agile, while Mercer is all brute strength and ruthless determination. Their fight is a brutal ballet, punctuated by the crack of bone on bone and the grunt of exertion. Orson, despite his usual detached demeanor, is fully engaged. He moves with a controlled fury, each punch and kick delivered with precision and power. He's not just fighting, he's putting on a masterclass in close-quarters combat. The metallic clang of weapons, the whoosh of near misses, and the sharp thud of impacts create a visceral, immersive experience. Meanwhile, Sarah is still orchestrating from her remote location, providing crucial real-time intel, diverting security, and probably remotely activating a few booby traps for good measure. JJ is covering their flanks, ensuring no unwanted interruptions, his sniper rifle scope scanning the perimeter. And Danny? He's probably trying to hide behind a very expensive vase, still doing his best to look heroic while internally screaming. Orson's plan involves not just physically securing the handle, but also digitally neutralizing its threat. Sarah remotely initiates a protocol to render the AI inert or perhaps trace its origin and buyers, effectively destroying its value. The tension is thick as Orson disarms Mike and then confronts Mercer, revealing the true depth of his cunning. He's not just a brawler, he's a brilliant strategist, always thinking several steps ahead. The fight culminates in a decisive victory for Fortune, where his superior combat skills and strategic thinking win the day. The handle is finally secured, its power neutralized, its threat averted. The dust settles, leaving behind a scene of expensive wreckage, defeated villains, and a slightly disheveled but ultimately victorious Orson Fortune. He probably sighs, wipes a bit of dust off his expensive suit, and immediately starts thinking about his next vacation. The world is safe, at least for now, thanks to a cynical spy, a brilliant hacker, a stoic sharpshooter, and a very confused movie star. The ultimate twist is revealed. Simmons wasn't the mastermind, just a very flamboyant middleman, a pawn in a larger game. He was more interested in the spectacle than the actual destruction. The humor in this revelation is classic Orson Fortune. The most dangerous part of the operation was dealing with the celebrity ego, not the actual global threat. As the team extracts, leaving the villa in shambles, you can almost hear the faint sound of a satisfied smirk on Orson's face. Another day, another save, and another reason to complain about having to work so hard. With the handle secured and its catastrophic potential neutralized, the world breathes a sigh of relief, largely unaware of the high-stakes drama that just unfolded. Fortune's team, having saved humanity from a digital apocalypse, is finally taking a well-deserved, and no doubt ridiculously expensive, break. We find them on a sun-drenched beach, the gentle lapping of waves replacing the cacophony of gunfire. Orson, predictably, is enjoying a sophisticated cocktail, probably complaining about the sand getting into his tailored shorts. Sarah is still, of course, glued to a device, probably hacking into the hotel's Wi-Fi for better bandwidth or finding a new crypto scam to expose. Jay, ever the stoic, is quietly observing the horizon, always vigilant, even on vacation. And Danny Francesco? Well, Danny has had a revelation. The entire Ruse de Guerre has changed him. He's no longer just a movie star. He's a reluctant hero, a man who faced genuine danger and came out mostly unscathed. He's found a new depth to his craft, a newfound appreciation for real-world stakes. He's probably already dictating ideas for his next big action movie, but this time, he might actually do some of his own stunts. The team discusses their future, or rather, Nathan Jasmine's new assignments. It seems saving the world is a full-time job, and Orson, despite his constant grumbling, is ready for the next challenge. There's a sense of camaraderie, a bond forged in fire and explosions, and a quiet satisfaction in a job well done. The film ends with a hint of new adventures on the horizon, new threats to face, and new absurd situations for Orson Fortune to sarcastically navigate. It's a thoughtful send-off, acknowledging the gravity of their work while maintaining the film's signature blend of humor and action. As the credits roll, you can't help but feel a sense of admiration for these unlikely heroes who, despite their quirks and complaints, always step up when the world needs them most. This film is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, a little humor and a whole lot of style can go a long way in saving the day. It highlights the often unseen battles fought by dedicated individuals who protect us from the shadows, making sacrifices that most of us will never even comprehend. It's about finding courage in unexpected places, embracing the absurdities of life, and recognizing that even a movie star can be a hero when given the right script. It inspires us to be resourceful, resilient, and always ready for whatever life throws our way, even if it's a global AI weapon, and perhaps, just perhaps, to always appreciate a perfectly made martini after a particularly trying day of saving the world. So that's the recap, guys. Hope you enjoyed this wild ride.
Mike, is that right? The purpose of this visit is...
Mr. Simmons' commission.
We were... Isn't it, Trent? Because I wasn't paid. Person, but you do mean no one, not Mr. have ever refused to pay on the horizon. I think your Semtex is about right, Mike? Or you could do it missile. Very much like... What happened there?
I'm the Dark Angel of Merciless Death.
Bluffing.
Easy for you to say.
Let me handle this. Back off!
Backing up.
Mike looks upset. Or heated in there.
Chris.
Weapons of war.
We'll be careful there, codes and details.
Safe to go in.
It's hard to...
You can fucking have it.
What you got in the case?
No worries.
Black Ops incoming.